8:30 on the dot, and it flipped over to 31 as soon as I hit go live.
Oh,
so
9:30. The world does not care about Central Time. How many times do we have to talk about that? It is 9:30. The world does not care about Central Time.
I'm gonna keep bringing it up. It's 8:30, bro. The sun is still out here.
How did that work in Texas, right? Like, because for me, all games or any sort of sporting event was broadcast like 9 p.m. Eastern, and then it was like 11 p.m.
It's the worst.
Western. No one ever mentioned Central Standard Time.
Actually, I've never heard anyone mention Western because a long time ago, TV stations actually had a sister station, so it was the West Coast times, and so they aired things at a completely different hour.
So you know what's great about growing up in New York City? All of you are our kid stations. Like, no one cares about the sister stations. They all start with New York City.
Yeah, no, sure.
NBC, ABC.
That is totally fair. I will not argue that one.
It's all derivative who cares stations all over the country. Anyway, welcome to the Mid-Geek Crisis.
Yeah, episode 83.
Texas.
83. And we're going to kick it off with our new intro. Ready to go?
I'm excited to hear it. All right, it's good. It's good. It's got a little Stranger Things vibe, which I like. It's my first time hearing it. Joe likes to surprise me with new intros.
I do.
That's the best. It really is good. I like how it's got a little bit of the standard, like, short shot of images, like a lot of TV shows start nowadays. You don't know what's going on, what's happening here. Hey, Rolls. Hey, Tim. Thanks for jumping on.
Everybody.
Yeah. Good intro. Solid, Joe. Solid intro.
I've been wanting to do that for a while, but I didn't have an option to do it. And then I was able to find some footage and kind of work it with it and here and go in there. And so I edited it all up, and I think it fits. So
here we are creating stuff on the Mid-Geek Crisis. It's fantastic.
I think we're content creators, aren't we?
I say we, but
are we allowed to sit at the content creator table now?
We have created a lot of content. I don't know if anyone's
80 almost 100 hours worth of content, I think.
100 hours worth of content. That's amazing. Good for us.
Yeah,
83 episodes. We're doing awesome.
Yeah,
thanks for jumping on, everybody. Thanks for having a conversation with us on the Mid-Geek Crisis.
So, what did you do this week? How was your holiday? Let's start off with that. How was the 4th?
It was awesome. We had lit some sparklers in salute of the holiday. I set up a tent in the backyard for the kiddo to sleep in.
Are sparklers legal in New York?
You know what? I think there is a campaign to make them illegal because they were illegal before.
Not only do we live in different time zones, we live in different times. Like, I think my neighbor pulls out his rocket launcher and shot it off in the air.
That's what I say, right? He blew up his second house because he didn't need it. Right?
I mean, he doesn't need it. It's Texas. He just owns another 5 acres.
I want to build a parking lot here, so I'm going to blow up this building. No, so we had some sparklers. It was nice. You can actually buy them at the supermarket, which was great. We set up a tent, and so my daughter got to experience sleeping outside for a little bit. It was great. She didn't do the whole night, but it was good fun. I got to introduce her to the perils of playing Uno with me.
Oh, boy. So, what are your rules? I'd like to know, are you allowed to stack more than one card?
So you can't do that to a 6-year-old. You can't do it because
you ruin their life.
Like, do you remember the first time your dad did it to you? You're like, what? Skip, draw 2, draw 4, done. And you're just like, wait, did you say Uno? I didn't even hear you say it.
And it's always the worst when you're playing with 2 people because skips are essentially reverses as well.
Yeah, well, so we just reverse is a dead card. That's the way we play it. Reverse is a dead card. We don't skip with reverse. On a 2-player game, you can just play it. It just counts as nothing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It doesn't do anything in a normal game. And then we just play all the wilds or wilds. I guess they have like wilds which you can write rules on and all this stuff. We just play them as normal wilds, just to keep it simple. She gets very mad when she can't get rid of her cards or when she draws. And my favorite part is that she often tries to make sure I'm paying attention. So she'll just put a random color on top and she'll look at me like.
So, producer, can you look up the Uno to not start arguments? I don't know if you've seen this version. There is a version of Uno without red cards and without blue cards to keep it non-political.
Without red or blue cards? Like
they replace the red and the blue so that there is no red and blue cards. It is a version of Uno without political affiliation.
Oh my God. I was like, oh, but colorblind people need red and green to go away.
Non-partisan, no politics.
How does that's 2019. I was like, how is that even? That's like a joke, right?
I saw it during the Christmas holidays, and I almost
bought it
purple.
As a jacket.
It's purple and like orange as opposed to red and blue.
I can that's exactly my face too. Actually, the other Ryan Reynolds where he's pulling another thing, he's like, but why?
Like, why? So here's the logic here. First off, don't invite an uncle the moment you throw down a blue card and he goes all liberal rage on you. Like, could you imagine you throw down a blue card and just go, just like what? What just happened?
This blue card is not.
And then he throws down like 5 red skips in a row, and he's like, like what?
America. You're like, wait, we're playing different rules here. What's going on? Yeah, that's that. I'm assuming it's like a Yale grad, someone from Harvard maybe in the marketing room came up with that brilliant idea. That's what I'm assuming. They workshopped it in the room.
It's genius, though. It's a great gag gift for somebody.
It's a gag gift. It totally is for that uncle. That uncle, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's
totally Thanksgiving.
Although I kind of dig the fact that I like orange and purple. Those are good colors too.
They're solid. I thought it was like a colorblind friendly version of it. Like I was like, oh wow, that's so inclusive. They don't have to worry about red and green. But Uno is still as mean as I remember. Also, dominoes. We played a little bit of dominoes.
Y'all play Northern Dominoes, though, right?
Huh?
Y'all play Northern Dominoes, right?
What's Northern Dominoes?
Y'all play Yankee Dominoes.
I need to know what. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't know what you define as Yankee
Dominoes in the South is a different game.
Okay, go ahead.
I can't even explain it. It's just there is a level of play that is a little more brutal. It's more of the family sits down and plays dominoes at the table kind of scenario. And have you played for money on the streets of the Bronx? Because I feel like they might be very similar. It might be. Okay, right. Okay, fair. That's fair.
I mean, like $1 a tile, points. Sometimes it gets as high as that if you're losing. But 4 players is the normal way you play, right?
Right.
You got to play 4 players, the whole family. You count. You keep track of who you could screw over by playing a piece, right? You lock up sides, 6s on each side, so that other people can't play tiles, like things like that. Mm-hmm. She's starting to learn those strategies, which I really like. It's fun to watch her realize.
You are
should look at the board.
This is what this show's about, guys. We're teaching our kids the hustle of dominoes.
Oh, my heart. So like placing, she'll look at me when she's locked up the sides and she's like, I don't think you have any 2s, Daddy. And she'll put it down and I'm like, oh my God, I don't. Oh! It makes me mad.
This is truth.
Yeah. Yep. It's like old school Magic the Gathering. It's not worth playing unless there's an ante on the table, right? Unless you've got a card at risk, it doesn't have the same sort of feeling on those games.
So that's you brought up Magic, which is Wizard of the Coast here.
Oh man, bummer topic.
We gotta get this story out. And I think we're gonna try to keep it as positive as possible because I think we had a conversation post show yesterday where we talked about just D&D in general, how it's become the tabletop and how it's almost monopolizing other games, and so that you have gone out of your way to play other games that are not D&D.
Well, I would say that like my development has been like I played a lot of D&D, then I played 3.0 or 3.5, whatever that was, and I didn't want to play anymore. So I wound up joining the Nerd NYC community, right? So the New York City, very vibrant role-playing game communities. They had great discussions around role-playing games, and I played a lot of games with those people who turned out to be designers, or eventually they designed their own games, or were already designers and playing with the community.
Is that where you met Gil?
That's where I met Gil. That's where I met Luke, Tor, the guys who made Torchbearers. That's where I met Epidiah, who made Wolfspell, which I'm hoping to get us to play one day. So I met a bunch of these designers, and I got to play role playing games with them. And then I took all of that like indie knowledge. It's like when you go and you like make a bunch of indie films, and then you come back and you're like a much better actor,
Yes,
or a much better director because you've gone out and you've explored different things besides Hollywood.
it's like Keanu.
Yeah, it's like Keanu. He goes out and he comes back, or Gary Oldman, right? He's just great. You know?
Oh man, or DiCaprio.
Yeah, we can just keep saying names.
They were the heartthrobs. You go back with the mainstream, and then you leave the nest a little bit,
and then you come back.
Yeah,
you come back with all that knowledge. It's the same as when you change jobs, or when you break out of your own reading. Or you play a different video game, right? So like you're used to playing only first-person shooters, and then you try a first-person puzzler, and maybe you'll try a puzzler, and suddenly you're drowning in platformers, right? Like that's the kind of thing you might enjoy. And I did that with D&D, and now I'm running D&D 5e, and now it's I don't want to phrase it this way, but Wizards of the Coast is kind of going through its own Me Too movement. With this Black Lives Matter thing and the Black Lives Matter movement, and Me Too as well. These executives and folks are kind of being exposed as not being sincere in their diversity and inclusion initiatives, if you will, right? So I know Wizards of the Coast. One of the things that really I don't like about Wizards of the Coast, two things. They got rid of alignment as a thing you had to deal with, right? Which I'm glad we finally got rid of lawful evil and chaotic goods and all that garbage. You don't have to play with it in Wizards of the Coast anymore. It's a non-thing. The other thing is this sort of racist it's hard to describe, right? It's like orcs have to be strong. Dwarves have to have constitution, right? Why can't you be a sickly smart dwarf, right? So it's that kind of like racial modifiers and racial things always made, I shouldn't say always, have now made me uncomfortable as I've become more aware of the weird way it's designed. And it was designed back in the 70s when you were like Tolkien, right? When it was like orcs are bad, they're evil, they have evil traits and things like that. Now we've evolved beyond that. We've learned beyond that. So Wizards is finally going to address it. Yes, that's exactly right, Rolls. They're not, I shouldn't say, it's one of those things where I think they are being sincere, but they don't actually know how to do the work, right? I mean, we can all say, like, I want to clean the garage. Hey, I'm going to clean the garage. I promise everybody that's watching, I'm going to clean the garage. I'm being sincere. Am I going to clean the garage? Probably not, right?
And also,
but I think right now I can do it. I can do it. And that's what they think too. Yeah. They can be inclusive, and inclusive to them might mean hiring a person of color. That's it. What they don't realize is that inclusive means a lot more than that. And that's work. And that requires you to change your mindset. And that requires you to think about from a different perspective. That could require you to consume different media, right? Rather than the same stuff over and over again. Which is, I think, where I'm at, Wizards of the Coast, right? All this stuff going on. And it's not just D&D, right? They've had some problems with some D&D designers. And I won't rehash it. You can go on the internet and look up all this stuff and really like doom scroll your way through the worst of nerdery. And they've also had problems with Magic the Gathering, right? They've got some artists that are, oh my God, super objectionable, like super, just the worst. They've said the worst things, or they've written the worst books. And again, you can look that up. And Wizards of the Coast hasn't done a good job of moderating that, of getting rid of that, of dispelling that and being inclusive. It took them forever to get rid of the sort of more racial imagery, racially charged imagery in their Magic the Gathering art. And now that's going away, finally, right? Only took the nation's largest movement to create some traction in them. So in light of all that, let's spin it around to positiveness.
And that's where I want to do.
I kind of came to a conclusion a couple days ago. I think I've been mulling it over for a week or so. That I think the next thing I'm going to do for role playing won't be D&D. Right? I love D&D. I've been playing it for 6 years with you. You and Jordan were my first campaign. I'm now on my third campaign, and I've got a great group. A 5th edition. I've got a great group, and I love it. But I think maybe I need to go on a walkabout. I need to go and explore again. Go and find other indie role playing games. That itch.io. Yeah, that's right. Well, hopefully not as well. Maybe as wild as that. But that itch.io package that we bought, the $5 Black Lives Matters itch.io one, has like 300 role playing games in there. Some of them are only one page, right? You can play tonight, get it out of the way. Beak, Feather, and Bone that Jordan ran for us, which was a really fun city builder game. It was such a weird role-playing game, though. It felt like more of a creative writing prompt game, right? Which 1,000-Year-Old Vampire is a good example of it, another good writing prompt game. I also have Swords Without Master, which is Epidias, which is probably the next one I'll run, just because he just released Rogue Scrolls, which is a pretty neat idea. A non-GM doesn't require a GM to run it for you. It's kind of a prompt kind of game with players, which could be fun. That kind of thing I want to explore again. I want to go out and try different games and see what's out there, and wait till Wizards of the Coast figures it out. Or maybe I'll find a new game I love and build a community around that up here, which would be awesome. I'll miss D&D. Mainly, I want to find I need to find a game that I can play with all my miniatures, right? And
right.
Right. I mean, my daughter's fun to play with, but also I like to play games on that stuff. So that's what I need to figure out.
I'm sure ponies are all over the place right now.
I've stepped on a few, so they've actually all gone in a box.
Nice.
And now that it's summer, it's just pool time. She's always outside in that pool, which is great.
Yes, yes, that's exactly it.
Thank you, Roll. So yeah, I mean, I know I beat the drum of indie game development indies, but if you ever need any advice on role-playing games that you want to try out and you want to play, I'm happy to recommend one that's out right now in the Itch.io package is Swords Without Master. It's in Worlds Without Master issue number 3. So he published it in one of his zines. It's in there. It's by Epidiah Rakoval. It's a very simple sword and sorcery adventure game designed to give you those Conan the Barbarian moments, right? Your character's literally called a rogue. You're all rogues. You're not adventurers. You're rogues. You're Conan. And then he released this thing called Rogue Scrolls. He just dropped it 2 days ago. You can also find that on Itch.io. And it's GM-less. So if you can just play it with your partner, one friend on a lunch break, right? You roll up your characters and you use this scroll to figure out your character's adventures together, right? So it's kind of a choose your own adventure within the scroll kind of thing, which is pretty cool. So again, it allows you to role play. It allows you to do some things that you normally wouldn't be able to do with the D&D rule set of 192 pages per book, $35. You got to play it like Critical Role plays it. All the sort of weird things that are attached to D&D, all that baggage that used to be there.
I think that was one of the things that we had talked about before, is that D&D in general is a fantastic game, but it has become so big, and I don't want to be that guy that says that it's gone mainstream. Like it's like
I was into it before.
No, that's not what I'm trying to get at, but it's come with these specific caveats that people will only play D&D the way it's being played in the mainstream. As in, they watch Critical Role and they will play it and run it exactly like Critical Role.
Yeah, and they might be expecting a sort of it's encouraging a more spectator way of playing rather than a participating way of playing, which is a lot more work for the DM, and I can respect that way to play, but I think people are missing out on the writer's room aspect of role-playing games, right? Where everyone gets to like build their own character's destiny together, right? That's where it's all about. And that's it. Special Agents over 8. I was a dungeon master before. It was cool. Weren't we all, right? Like,
right. Right. And I think that's a big one, right? Like, I enjoy the story that the DM sets, but at the same time, it doesn't need to be a story so in stone. I like the prompts. And that's why we have played the games that you have run and I've run. I've made sure that I set this very narrow edge to follow. Like, here's point A to point B. How you want to get to that path, write it out. World build for me. Tell me how it's going to be.
Oh my God. And even with you, I was like, Joe, what do you want to do? And you were like, I want to kill a dragon. I want to fight a dragon. It's Dungeons and Dragons. And we did. And even though that would have been a spoiler in today's sort of nerd culture, you knew you were going to fight a dragon, Joe. You knew it was going to happen. Yeah. It was still an epic moment when you got to kill that dragon in the adventure, right? Like,
that was great. That's still, I thought,
you were invested in that moment because you made it clear to me that you were like, hey, Pedro, there better be a goddamn dragon, right? Like,
yeah. So it was great. So I mean, yeah, it's moments like that make it. I mean, D&D is a fantastic game, and I will never say someone don't play it, but I will say that go out there and look at what D&D has created, as in the people that have been playing it for years have made some amazing games, and don't let D&D be the only way to play things.
Mm-hmm.
I think people will pick up a role-playing game and go, "Where's the D20?" And it's like, there are other systems out there. There are some systems with like 2D4 or all D4.
I'm looking at a system that uses D10s, and I'm like, what am I going to do with all my D20s?
Yeah. You got all these D10s.
What we're doing with all these orbs of power, right? Yeah. So it's just one of those things. It's why we play a lot of games. It's why we explore. It's why we have. It's why we're nerds. Really, it's one of the things I enjoy most about nerdery is that sort of creative aspect, outlet in games. So yeah, and again, sibling streamer, you're totally right. I think of myself as a pretty good DM. I couldn't compete with Matthew Mercer. Right? He is an actor. He's a voice actor. I mean, he does these things amazingly. I've watched him run these games. It's not the way I like to play, but they're extremely entertaining and well done pieces of work. I also listen to what is it? BDSM. It's the Dungeon Daddies. It's with the oh my god, this is the worst. He's the brother to Ash. What you're playing, Ash? He's
yes. Well,
he's the DM. It's Matt Ramos. It's got a bunch of Will Campos. It's got a bunch of like improv comedians that are really
right. And I can
hilarious.
never compete with that.
Like, I couldn't, and I'm laughing out loud at some of their moments, and then 2 minutes later, I'm like, that's not the way you play D&D. I get all mad because they're not playing by the rules. But they're super entertaining. They're super entertaining.
That's okay. Again, D&D should be D&D again is supposed to be, I think, a very fine guideline. Like, there are two ways to play it, and I think you should be able to have fun. And again, that's why we're going to try other ways. We're going to try other games, and I'm excited for you to run something. And
we got to do it on here. We got to do it on here. I just need to build up that energy reserve. I'm running 2 D&D games now, and I'm once one of them sort of ends, I'll run another one. Right? I'll run something out.
Absolutely.
Start to run up new campaigns.
So I'm trying to get all the negativity because that was a little negative, but then we talked about positive. And I want to talk about some more stuff. So over the weekend, I was messaged by a friend of mine. I won't say names, and he was like, "Hey man, could you take that picture down of me?" It was a picture that I had taken at PAX South, and I was like, "Yeah, sure. What's going on?" It's like, well, the individual that's also in the picture was just come out and did some bad things.
Oh no!
Right. So if you haven't been keeping track of what's been going on, and again, this is all every community has its moment, and right now it seems like all geek communities in general are kind of having small little explosions of like Me Too movements, Black Lives Matter, inclusivity. And this is good. This is stuff that needs to come out. And
it's always worse before.
I think the conversation I want to have about this as well is you always get the people that have to come out and say, well, why are they saying it now? And I think that what I want people to understand is that sometimes coming out and admitting something has happened to you, you're a victim, when there's nothing else going on, feels very alone. It's very hard. You don't feel empowered. When you see explosions, riots, protest, power, a full movement going on, you feel like this happened to me too. It's time for me to say something.
Yep.
And that's what's been going on.
Let me add my voice. Right.
Let me have my voice now too, because I'm feeling empowered by these other people that finally came out to do something. So some people have been coming out. Mr. Wizard, one of the creators of EVO, the biggest tournament of that came out. So there's some allegations and some admittance.
And they got canceled because like sponsors pulled out.
EVO was canceled. Everyone dropped out. He has been removed from the board. They're going to have to restructure that. The Smash Brothers community as well. There was some allegations. The allegations were then refuted by the person that was being blamed. Everyone sided with that person saying, no, these allegations were false. And then 24 hours later, he said his conscience came up to him and he admitted all of it.
Oh, sweet baby. Wow.
Yeah, so that was one individual. And then, again, I woke up on Sunday, and that's when I got the message, and that's when I looked it up, and we had another individual that I took a picture of that I posed with because I was excited to meet him. And also some sexual assault things happened. And, I mean, it's bad. It's bad. So
no, it's good.
It's good.
It's good.
But it's bad that all that happens. And I want to what I'm trying to get at as well is that communities, I don't want to tear down communities. I want to rebuild communities. So there's been a lot of like, oh my God, the fighting game community is in shambles. What's going to happen to Evo? Evo, fighting games, all of that will survive. All of that will survive. It's the communities that build them that need to be restructured. We need to kind of go back and take things.
So there's two mindsets I have, right? Where I'm like, why does Evo have to come back? Why can't something new come?
Evo was always built by a group of. Evo was a community-driven tournament that became the biggest.
Fair enough.
And Evo, there's a lot of individuals that are part of Evo. I've got personal friends that work on Evo, that have contributed to Evo. Evo is kind of I don't want to say Super Bowl, but it's become hey, the community created this. We, the community, are the ones that say you are the best fighter of this game.
Sure.
Not owned by Capcom. Not owned. Yes,
I dig it.
Capcom, Namco, they all come in and sponsor it, but it's still a trophy created by the fighting community. It's almost like the Actors Guild Award in a way.
I get it. I can think it's got more respectability in that sense.
It does. So the name Evo in general has always been more of a, hey, like anyone can join. Yes, exactly. Evo's anyone can join. If you pay your entry fee, you could, get to Vegas.
I can go get my ass kicked.
Go get your ass kicked in the prelims. Absolutely. Or you could be amazing. And we have found so many people, other countries, people will fly from all over the world to Las Vegas and compete and join and become recognition. And they represent their country. You've got people with their flags going out and seeing like a South American nobody who's playing Neo Geo games on the streets.
It's one of my favorite moments, Joe, from PAX East was when we all got together and we played some Street Fighter versus Marvel Capcom edition at a PAX event, right? So they have open consoles. We were lucky enough to have a TV right by the entrance so people could come in and watch us play.
Right.
So we basically just recreated an arcade, right? We had people pick up the controller and play against us. We had, hey, if you win, you can sit and stay. And we kept playing. And as we're playing, we're trash talking with Jive, as you do in this community, right? As you do in this community. But we're all doing it in good fun. We're keeping it clean.
Right.
This a young kid comes over, right? This, like, what did we say? Like 13, 14-year-olds escorted by his mom or their mom comes over and plays with us and destroys us. And just runs the tail, all of us. But none of us could beat this hot young kid, and we couldn't but we're all having a great time. It's one of my fondest memories of it because I'm like, this is what the gaming community is about. It's about inviting the young folks in to play with the old folks, jibing, dissing each other, making fun of each other, but at the end of the day, we're all having a blast.
Well, friend, and the fighting community, that's the thing I love about it is it's seeing these unknowns out of nowhere come up, the up and comers, the what is this kid 14 years old all of a sudden running names, beating up people with big names.
Quiet, just like quiet.
And fighting games can be very introvert because you're just sitting there. It takes memory, muscle movement. I mean, it's skill. People have been seeing that I've been posting a lot of pictures that my fight sticks. It's one of the things.
It looks like you redid your back. That was a good segue to show off.
I did. I've got and there's a wall over here. There's a wall over here of just fight sticks. So there is just a ton of them right over there, and you got a bigger one right up top. So it's just fight sticks, and I think I love the community. So I was a little heartbroken about it. I was talking to a buddy of mine who is one of the contributors at Evo, and he was saying that he had some things fall through, and I kind of started seeing the news come out, and all of this stuff started jumbling. He was just like, so he was getting pep talked by the community on Twitter, just like, hey man, everything's gonna be okay, it'll be good, it'll be great. So again, that's what I've been doing. I streamed a bit on Friday, some Street Fighter. I was like, I want to play some fighting games again, and I miss that. So again, all communities can be torn down, but they can be rebuilt. And I think right now, let's keep an eye on gaming in general. Things will get better for the better. Things will get better for the better is kind of the best way to put it. Because at this point right now, The Last of Us, Ubisoft, there's all sorts of things that are going on in the video game community and the fighting game community and tabletop everywhere.
Well, so all these communities are going to get better, right?
They're going to get better.
Or they'll disappear, right? They have to do one or the other. And I'm with you, Kendo, right? Shit talking, mainstay of fighting games, in a wholesome way. Like you're trying to get into your opponent's head even, right? It's a mainstay in all games I play. I'm always getting into your head in every game. I mean, our producer knows that even a very simple, fun tree making game, whatever it might be, I'm trash talking him, and it doesn't matter. Right? Trash talk is part of gaming for me. And yeah, the random person that appears and hops, it's beautiful, and you all cheer. You can't help but be excited for this stuff, right?
I mean, one of the greatest moments in fighting game history is considered one of the greatest moments in gaming history. Evo moment 37. I mean, anyone?
Oh, is that the?
Oh yeah,
the Chun-Li fight with the comeback?
Chun-Li. I mean, our producer will pull it up, but I mean, it's a fantastic moment. Everyone. I mean, you don't even have to understand the mechanics of Street Fighter. You just have to know that when you see Evo moment 37, you're like, 37. I mean, that's what you just type in.
No, I can see myself watching the YouTube video of it.
Full screen that bad boy when you get it.
Get to work, our free employee over there. And yeah, Rolls, I'm with you. You know, the 14-year-olds winning $1 million tournaments, right? That it's hard to watch, but it's also heartening. Oh, look at this. Look how many pixels were stolen. So watch the life bars, right? This is the
right. So
I don't know if you can see them with the banner, but
Ken is about to die.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Specialization overrated. Yep. He's blocking every single one of these supers.
Tech hitting, he's doing a tech hit.
Even now I get the chills.
Yeah.
Even now watching that go down.
Daigo. Absolutely.
Tech blocks are ridiculous. First of all.
So you're just like the idea is you're blocking it, but it's a block without any damage. So you're tech hitting it, but it requires a specific movement to do. And to do it on a super means you have to know exactly the timing of Chun-Li's super every second. And not only that, he tech hits the jump one. So he jump techs in the air to do that last hit.
He knew it was coming because he only had one missed tech hit away from dying. Everyone knew it. Everyone knew that if he missed one tech hit, he was going. And that's why fighting games are sick. That's why they're ridiculous to watch. Really good. I think they're the best spectator game. I mean, hot take, but I don't find as much fun watching Rainbow Six games online as I do Street Fighter games, right? And it might be just because I understand Street Fighter a lot more, and I don't. And
the mechanics, right? Mechanics are like one character, another character. They're gonna fight. I don't need to know what's happening on the other side of the map. I don't need to know the amount of like pylons they've taken. Like,
I don't need to know you can shoot through that wall, even though I always get shot through the wall every time I play Rainbow Six. It's just my fate. I'm the guy who's my steps are too loud, and I have been shot through the wall every single time.
So community
celebration of fighting games.
I love it. Go pick up your favorite fighting game right now.
I think Soul Calibur just dropped an Xbox Pass, right? Soul Calibur,
right, and I talked about this even before all this happened. The fighting game community in general has been very big on Black Lives Matter. Like, it's always mattered in the fighting game community because the fighting game community has always been very urban. Like, the people that are good at these are because they were games like New York, the East Coast, the whole New York area. I mean, these fighting games were sitting inside of bodegas, inside of like corner stores. I mean, that's where the fighting games happen. Put the quarter up, you walk in, and it was in poor neighborhoods. It was in neighborhoods where this was it. This is what you had. Like this. So,
oh my God. I mean, like, think about how different the world is today. Like, imagine walking into a bodega and being close to people around an arcade machine. How miserable. Like, I didn't mean to bring a bummer, but I'm thinking like, wow, we can't even have an arcade moment. That's how, like, we gotta have it all online and separate. Ugh.
Boo. Yeah. Boo. Yeah. Boo. Agreed.
Boo. Yep. All we did after school was go to the pizza. We had I want to say we had a Street Fighter machine, and then it was replaced by NBA Jam, and we were all very upset. But then we started playing NBA Jam, and that was all right.
Yeah, because Midway was like, "Oh, you want fighting game style basketball? You got it." So it's like he's on
with fire. A big head Karl Malone. Yeah, let's do it. Right? So
I think mine was we had a Street Fighter machine down the street. You have to go out to the main street. There was a baseball card shop that had a Street Fighter machine there. And I think I went through the whole, like, digging through the couch to find quarters and coins and whatever. And then eventually I had my bike and I was old enough, and we'd hop on the bike and we'd ride, 8 blocks down to a pizza place. And they had They had when Street Fighter 3 finally came out. And if you don't remember, Street Fighter 3 came out, but they were so, I mean, they knew what you were looking for when this game came out, that the marquee didn't even say Street Fighter. The marquee for the original version of Street Fighter 3 just said 3. THREE. That's it. And it was just like, this is it. And it was like, oh, what? You know, so
everybody went crazy. I remember. This is where we're crazy old. Yeah. So mad washed.
Yeah. Capcom Marvel. Yep, Marvel's Capcom. MVC 2 is still definitely my fighting. Yeah, I'm a big Soul Calibur guy, and I think Kendo can talk to him and me. We've played a while. My sister loves Soul Calibur.
There we go. See, these are the stories that we just remember of 12-year-old. Did you smash it afterwards? Is that why it was the last?
You can't get any better.
12-year-old.
Yeah, Soul Calibur is an interesting one because Soul Calibur was better on the console than the arcade. The arcade hardware looked worse than it did on the actual machine. It was weird. It was like backwards.
That is weird.
It's a backwards scenario. MVC2. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean,
we all grew up on him in a way. I mean, everyone played it. Everyone had Street Fighter. Everyone played it. So the community, just know that there's a community out there for it, and it's been there forever, and it continues to grow. And it's an exciting. If you ever get a chance, when all of this gets put back together, when Evo, the next big tournament, when all gets back together, and we find out what the smoke clears, and these communities start building and making tournaments again. Watch a fighting game community. Watch a tournament, and it's fantastic spectator sport. You don't have to.
It'll come back better, right? That's the thing. They've learned their lessons. Hopefully, they'll clear out the scoundrels, and we can come back better and stronger and play some more games. I know I'm going to be trying out Soul Calibur soon, and maybe I can get my daughter into the.
Oh, that's great! Yeah,
fighting game prodigy. I'm looking for.
Yeah,
it's 6. Yeah, 6 or 7. I don't remember 6.
6 is on Game Pass. Pick it up, play it. It's great game. Let's talk about something else real quick. So during they announced something that was weird, came out of nowhere. We have Fallout.
I'm excited for it. I mean, more sci-fi. I don't know that we want more post-apocalyptic sci-fi, but okay, more sci-fi. It's hard for me to enjoy it while living it, right?
What sucks about our post-apocalyptic world is like it's not as fun.
Was it ever going to be fun?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, being able to use bottle caps as currency and hitting rats.
I appreciate your positivity and the assumption that you will survive the first wave. Like I like that you're like.
This is true. I'm in hard mode Texas over here. Everyone's got guns but me. So,
but it should be colonialism, early American so this is interesting, right? I would have said early empire, early American empire, right? It's not even, they weren't colonizing, they were more like in charge of everything in the 1950s, and believed that they were on top. But yeah, there's definitely the I don't know, flag waving aspect, but it's satirical, right? It's sort of nonsensical how they do it, right? And dying in the first wave. So anyway, the Westworld, the first season of Westworld was great. It looks like it's going to be great. Amazon has nothing but money to burn, right? They've made so much money in this quarantine crisis.
Yeah, they have.
and they're picking up Expanse was good. They picked up that Tales from the Loop, which was good. They've got a lot of great science fiction on their Prime.
Futuristic and post-apocalyptic. I had mentioned I had watched Upload.
Right? That's the comedic one that I was thinking.
Yeah, it was remarkably good. It has Robbie Amell in it.
Sure.
It's the guy who plays Arrow, his brother. He played Firestorm on The Flash.
The brother of Arrow.
The brother of Arrow, the actual actor Robbie Amell, he played Firestorm on The Flash.
I gotcha. Okay.
He left, but. So now he's the lead character, and if you haven't read or seen what that one's about, Upload is great. It's about, I guess, does
he die and gets uploaded, or does he get punished?
The afterlife, when you're about to die, you pay for. So the idea is you pay for a plan, like a data plan. You can go
sign me the F up. I'm down here sweating.
Oh, it's so good. You have to watch it to understand. It's almost cynical because you have to. Only the rich can afford unlimited data plans.
Right. Sure.
Even though you're dead, your consciousness is racking up data. So if you don't have a data plan, you will literally freeze in place in the afterlife until your month resets.
And you have to. Do you have to like do blockchain work? Do you have to like
a relative can come and like pay your prepay and
okay.
But when you're dead or in the afterlife, you can still communicate with the living. Like there's like open communications or channels, or you can visit. So someone can put on a VR suit and hop into your heaven, and heaven is brought to you by Verizon or whoever. It's like their block.
See, yeah, it's on my list. I gotta get around to it. So talk about dystopian.
They do. So there's one billionaire guy who's like practically immortal. He's been there since the beginning. He's like the one of the Cox brothers, I guess is the best way to put it. He's a multi billionaire, and he's like richer and richer. I mean, he walks around. He plays golf and does all this like extravagant stuff, even in heaven, which is absolutely nuts. So it's a great show. Go watch it. I think
I like the existential nonsense here, but it's only your clone. It's not you.
Is it?
It is, because you can only be you, right? That's the important part.
That's the thing that they're talking about in the show. You don't realize how much of it is actually you, because they can't just copy you. They can move you around, but they can't copy you.
You are
you are more than your data. Yeah,
I love you too. I love you too. That's real sweet.
So yeah, that was my Amazon plug. But no, it's fine. It's good. It's definitely doing this. They've won me over with some of their other stuff. You know, what is it? Man in the High Castle? What is it called?
The Nazi movie. Don't watch a TV show where they make you sympathize with the Nazis. Don't do it.
Do they? I haven't watched.
Yes, don't do it.
Is that it? Do they make you sympathize with them?
They give them. I shouldn't say. They create gray moral motivations for you, right? Like, you know, Nazis also had families, and their families went through stuff.
But they were Nazi families.
But they were still Nazis. So you're like, oh, I feel bad that this Nazi has to have their kid die because their kid has a problem. But it's Nazis, so maybe don't be a Nazi, right? Yes. All right. So yeah, you're right. You're right, Rolls. I enjoyed the first season. I did. The second season, I realized I was starting to sympathize with the Nazis, so I stopped watching. But it was an enjoyable first season. Pretty good. And imagine them with
space Nazis.
Space Nazis. Again, I'm not Hail Hydra. I don't side with the bad guys.
Yeah. Good Omens is coming. Good Omens was fantastic. Again, that was another Neil Gaiman book, and again, Amazon did fantastic with that. So
I'm looking forward to Fallout. Right,
Fallout's going to be great.
Am I making it? Did I have a fever dream? Didn't they also buy like the Wheel of Time series? Aren't they doing some sort of big fantasy series as well? Yeah. All right. So I was like,
they've also got They're also doing a Lord of the Rings one.
What?
Yep.
Like a TV series?
Yep.
Wow. Is it too soon? I can't decide.
No.
Is it just the right time? It's never too soon to do it again, right?
Yep. TV series, crazy budget. Yep.
All right. I'm down.
Apple is doing the they're doing another one. One of the what's his name's books? The short story. What's his name? Oh God. Anywho,
Ray Bradbury.
No.
I could just say names. Shirley Jackson. You want more names?
You can. The Asimov Foundation. There we go. The Foundation.
Asimov. Okay.
Yeah, I was like one of them. I knew Asimov. Oh, thank you.
Oh man, I don't remember those. I don't remember those being like action packed.
They're not. They're just deep sci-fi. Like
okay, all right.
So we talked about this was season 1 of our show. Remember we talked about like all this stuff that wasn't based off. Remember we were trying to find a movie that wasn't like comic based or whatever, or like
sure,
or a movie based on something that wasn't like. I think what was the challenge? Find a sci-fi movie that had no book or anything based off of it.
Oh, like a comic or book based on it, sure.
Just a plain movie that was written as a script and put out there. And we were talking about how like Fifth Element was one of them, I think, because there was no book to it. It was
The Vast of Night. Okay, sibling streamer, The Vast of Night. We'll say it one more time.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing it up. I don't even know what that is. What is that? It sounds like an opera. I don't know what that is. And Amazon is never too soon or too late. That's good.
They're
I like that.
precisely where they meant to.
That's good. That's
Yes.
like 3 or 4 levels of nerddom. That's very good.
Right there.
Thanks for jumping on, Vagabond Dog, just to deliver that zinger.
Mhm,
Excellent.
mhm.
Spectacular
So
zinger.
speaking of nerddom, today,
Mhm.
just because I think it's one of my favorites. It's one of the most underrated. Final Fantasy 9 is 20 years old today, and the only reason I would bring this up is because it's considered one of the weirder ones of the new ones. 7 came out. Everyone's all about 7. I mean, it just got a remake. 8 even got kind of a thing, but 9 is like kind of the black sheep. It's this.
So show me more about this 9. Tell me more about this 9. I do remember. I feel like I remember this. Did it get rebooted, or is it just
No?
We're just celebrating a 20-year anniversary of it.
Yeah, I mean, it relied on nostalgia itself. It was a Final Fantasy that was more like the original first 3 Final Fantasies.
Mhm.
So it came out in 9. 9 is cool. People like it, but it wasn't the loved. It was when Final Fantasy was really splitting off. Everyone knew Final Fantasy X was coming out on PlayStation 2.
Mhm.
Everyone knew you had Tactics. You had all these
This
offshoots.
was so good.
I mean, everyone just wanted more cloud, and more cloud. And so 9 came out and it was like, but it's not cloud. Okay.
Okay.
And it was all right. But yeah.
Oh,
And
wait a
that's
minute.
cool.
Wait. I think I missed this one. Why aren't we getting Lego Final Fantasy games? Is it just too much crossover? Is that too much crossover? Is it a video game?
Peanut butter and chocolate. That might be too much. I don't.
Have they done a
Mario?
video game crossover? No, right? It's all been movies or properties. Damn, but that'd be good. At first in my head, I was like, I'd buy the hell out of a Lego Final Fantasy set, but then I'm like, wait, I'd also play the hell out of a Lego Final Fantasy game. I'm playing Indiana Jones Lego right now, part 2, 100%ing it with the kiddo.
How are you liking that? Is it a remake? Is it a remaster, or is it just a 360 version?
I'm playing the 360 version. It was on Xbox Pass.
Is it like the old ones where the screen doesn't split, or
you can set it up that way if you do, but I've gotten used to the way it splits.
Okay.
And my daughter has gotten used to me being like, kiddo, if you want to solve this puzzle, you're going to drop out. Just drop out. Daddy will do it, or I will drop out. You would do it, and we'll figure. Because sometimes the screen splits in just impossible viewways.
Yeah.
But the puzzles are like just what I wanted. I played Batman 3, Lego Batman 3. The puzzles were too much for me. The Indiana Jones is that sweet spot where they're nice and solvable. You could play them in 20-minute maps. It's like
just give me the glowing marker that says that's what I'm supposed to pull. just tell me that.
Or make it obvious that the whip connects to this thing and that's all the whip does.
Right.
Like the Batman one sometimes is like esoteric.
I think that was like
weird.
an hour stuck in the sewer trying to pull down like a grate. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't understand it. And it never gave me one.
It doesn't give you any clues. It doesn't tell you at all.
Stuff and then build enough stuff. And then eventually it gives you it was just a mess. Yeah. So
my kiddo's learned now where she now, when we get stuck on something, she now looks at me and she's like, Daddy, I think it's time to look it up. I'm like, no, I'm going to try for a few more times. She's like, no, I think it's time to look it up. And I'll pull up the phone. She knows.
My kiddo's doing that too. So my youngest, so I've mentioned on this show before that my youngest are.
There's no shame in it, by the way, everybody, right? There's no shame in looking it up.
No, absolutely not.
Just a little walk.
Come on.
Just a little walk.
Everyone
grew up with Nintendo Power. It's the same thing, right? We had the
Nintendo Power, and then other kids started growing up with like, hey, go to GameStop and buy the game and buy the strategy guide the same day. I was like, what? What is
That's
this?
right. You would get 20% off the Brady guide. The Brady book.
Right. Brady. Yeah, Brady Games would give you so there you go.
And I'm always like, why would I buy that? I can get the text version of it
on GameFAQs. Yeah, you go to GameFAQs, download the incorrect GameFAQs with version 17.
Version 17.
All the changes they would
by Dark Lord 415, right?
That's right. That's a translation guide for Final Fantasy, so you can play the Japanese.
Oh my God, we're so old. There are people on here. They're like, "What are GameFAQs? What are these people talking about?"
That's right. But yeah, no. So my kiddo, he's been playing. So let's jump into our Animal Crossing. For the show. So Animal Crossing got a new update.
It did
It's
a fabulous update.
The July update or the summer update. I don't know what I think it's July. I think you're calling it just the month update. So the month of July got an update and they introduced some new mechanics. You can now swim, which opened up the map even more, allows you to kind of move around. So this is where I'm going with my story. It's fantastic. More content. I love the game. It's been giving us more content. But in my household, my kids aren't allowed to watch YouTube. They get a little too crazy.
Good policy.
They just get too crazy. They go.
And before you know it, Connell is dropping QAnon quotes on you, right?
Right. Yes. I mean,
because the algorithm is what's going to get us, right? Like,
they're already walking around.
You're watching Peppa Pig. What are you watching a QAnon video for? It's like a direct line, though. YouTube doesn't have any filters.
None. Absolutely none. So my oldest won't watch it. He's not allowed to, but my youngest, I've let him watch it, but he has to use my wife's iPad, mom's iPad, and he has to be sitting next to mom. And that way he can watch all the videos he wants while he's doing it, and that way she can listen to any rabbit holes that he might go
Sure.
down.
No, totally.
So but he's actually pretty innocent about it. He just likes to watch Animal Crossing videos. Of course, there's always great content with that stuff, but he's like a freaking expert now. He's been watching like, hey, Dad, did you know that you can do this and this if you mix this, or you can water this and you can get the gold roses? And I'm like,
yeah,
what's going on here? And so he's like, oh,
you can do this. You know what I tell my daughter when she tells me that? I go, you know what? You can do it.
You can do it. That's a CNN, Dad.
He's not going to log into a game to water flowers, collecting bugs and fish.
He's like, Mom,
work in the stock market. Not at all.
You come to my island, you need to water my flowers, because the more people that water my flowers, the more I get. You know, I was like, what? He already knows the trick for people to come to your island to water. I mean, he's the strategy guy. He's full of knowledge. Oh
my gosh, good
ancient knowledge, apparently. Yes. But yeah, no. So what have you been doing on your island now that you've got?
Well, fishing's a big update, and I gotta say, from a game design perspective, when I read about it, I was like, oh man, it's just more collecting, right? I'm just gonna go out into the water and now collect a group of fish. But the I don't know what the right word. I want to say haptic feedback of when you first go into the water or when you dive into the water from a dock, the animations and the buzzing and the feeling is so good.
Satisfying.
It's so satisfying and it's so perfect. And diving under the water, everything about it is so well designed. I love it. I love the update. My daughter and I go swimming all the time out there. Just that like the way you go in butt first and you kind of float back up. It's so everything about it is so well thought out to provide that like instant gratification and that feeling of going swimming in a world where we're not allowed to do that shit anymore, right? Like it's just
I also like this is what I'm talking about. This is why I like this game in the sense that it sets these boundaries and is unlocking it slowly. It's holding back the consuming horde where it's like got to consume the game all in one day, and it's like no, that's not out yet. You can't do that yet.
No, it's good. It's a great way to do it. It's a lot of fun.
First time.
I like Otter. I like everything about this update. It's good fun. And this is what we're doing. We're just capturing bugs and
had a conniption the first time Pascal showed up and was like, "Hey, can I? A scallop. I've been looking for him." And then he eats them. Num num num. Oh my god! I need more.
He hasn't come visit me yet. He's only. I think he only comes once, and my daughter always beats me to it. She's got all the recipes, and I've got nothing at all.
Oh yeah! Anyway. Oh come on, Gullivar.
Gullivar, it's great. No, I haven't seen Gullivar yet at all either. I play this game a lot, and I don't feel like I'm.
Yes. She's been collecting like all the mermaid stuff.
The mermaid recipe, that's great. I got a lot of blue shells. If you need some blue shells, I'll give you a good price. You know the family price. Those blue shells, cough up the bells, bro. Cough up the bells. It's good stuff. Animal Crossing, it's good. It's innocent. It's fun to play. Jedi Fallen Order. Wow, let us know how that works out, man. That's
it's pretty good.
Yeah, and Steam Summer Sale. I don't participate in Steam Summer Sales, right? I still have way too many itch.io games to get into. I get a little
because Steam is literally Civ 6.
Yeah, no, it's Civ 6. You gave me Rise of Industry, and I played it like 2 hours. You can check. I'm still playing. You know, I bought the old expansion, the one with the weather and volcanoes and stuff like that. Whatever that expansion is called, and I've just been playing the hell out of that. So It's on right now in the background. Once I close this window, Civ 6 will pop
I'm
up.
sure if I look at Discord right now, it's going to
You're
show.
gonna be like, wait, Pedro's streaming on StreamYard. How is he playing Civilization at the same time? That's what I'm doing. See, all right, Sagebrush. See, I got to write this stuff down and play these games. I picked up two games. Two games. I picked up Blind Men. Right, one of the things that inspired me from coming out of the talk with Jordan. Pergamene. I never say it right. Pergamene. I picked up Blind Men, which is a novel story game. Sort of Japan has a lot of those sort of novel games where you kind of play through them and get different endings. A romance novel game. Pergamene, that's it. And this one's got, a sort of, you're a villain and you've got two agents that are interrupting you, but it also could be a love story with these three men, right? And I'm playing it, right? I just bought that. That's one of the games I bought now. I'm going to try these games that are outside my usual comfort zone, my usual way to play things, and see how it goes. So I'm excited to try that out.
I picked up SpongeBob.
Nice.
It's $29, and I was like, first off,
platformer, 3D platformer.
It's a 3D platformer like Mario 64 or whatever. Right. But it's like the perfect platformer for any kid to play. It's totally like forgiving. You die, you just respawn right back where you began.
That's great.
It's a remaster of the PlayStation 2 GameCube version of the game.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like tons of quality.
I was like weirded out that they made a new SpongeBob game. So I guess this is
it's a remaster of the best SpongeBob game. And there's like a whole, like I read a couple of articles like,
is that a really high bar? That it's
well, that's the thing. So everyone was like licensed games, right? Man, but the developers of this game made this really good platformer at the time.
All right.
Like it holds up. The mechanics hold up. It's right up there with any other good 3D platformer. And it's SpongeBob, which is funny. Like
SpongeBob's always funny.
It's funny. So I can't recommend it enough. Give the developers. THQ is a big company, but they've gone bankrupt a couple times, and they've gotten repurchased. THQ Nordic. So I would say that they're almost like the indie of the big companies in a way.
They've gone bankrupt a few times.
Yeah. THQ went bankrupt and then got bought, and then the company that bought them kind of like dissolved, and the fact that
even the same company at that point?
They're not, but they
are.
Right.
They just have name being passed around.
Well, the name might be passed around, but they still retain some of the licenses, aka SpongeBob was one of them. And gotcha. What's the other one that's getting the remaster soon? The Alien one. The one that we saw them at PAX, they were dressed up as aliens. The invasion one. All Humans Must Die.
All Humans Must Die. Yeah, I saw that. That's on.
All Humans. Yeah, and that
it looked great at PAX actually. If you
look great,
get to see the trailers, yeah.
I did not talk about that. So I mean, I had heard that it's getting like a remake or a remaster or something, which is kind of an interesting. Was it Kingdom of
Amular?
Amular. Yeah, no, I had just read the news a little bit on it today. But THQ, and they got the Darksiders 1, 2, and 3.
I can't believe with all the games with the word dark in it, you could have confused it.
Icy Dungeons, yeah, that's another one.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay. All right.
THQ is a small.
So the big question is, what percentage of this company is owned by Tencent, Jordan? Joe, what percentage of this company?
None.
Go out to buy those games.
Not own any of it.
Go out to buy those games.
I will throw money at them for sure. You know what I will not be doing is buying any of that new Pokemon 10-cent nonsense that they announced. I'm so annoyed by that.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. THQ Nordic,
who did AMA on 8chan because they thought it was a good idea. Ask me any. Oh, they didn't ask me anything on 8chan. Ooh.
Was Reddit busy? I don't understand why you'd go.
Was Reddit busy? Why would you do an AMA on? I love that we're talking about 8chan like 4chan isn't in the room still. They're like, bruh.
This is it right there. I mean, that's you don't go on 8chan for good ideas, right? So please don't murder us, 8chan people, or do whatever.
I know, Vagabond. I know. It doesn't matter. I know it doesn't matter, and people are going to go ape shit for it, and they're going to make tons of money. But
it look fun.
Of course it does. Of course it does. I just
And my daughter's big on Pokemon right now. For the record, she knows everything about them.
You know what? There's other Pokemon game. There's other Pokemon game. This should be the one that I'm just going to be like, Nintendo. No,
good for you.
No, I'm just not going to do it.
Good for you.
Yeah. Plus, I've got to save my funds for a Pokemon Snap. So I'll just.
That's the picture one, right? That's the one we're all excited about.
Yeah, right. Dude, I love the Illuminati. That's right. Yeah, man, it is. I could put on my. I gotta build a tinfoil hat and have it here when I.
If we're gonna do tinfoil stuff, we gotta change our background. It's gotta be not associated with Mid-Geek Crisis.
Oh yeah. QAnon.
It's just. I'll wear the hood. You can wear the tinfoil hat. We'll just go out.
Have to put on the Guy Fawkes mask and then like reverb my voice.
That's spectacular. That's it right there. Yep. Mid-Geek Crisis, capital crisis. That's what we'll do. Right there. That's how we'll get the views. People are going to wonder what we're talking about. We'll go over all the Star Wars conspiracy theories. We'll knock out all the other.
What is that guy called? That's doing all this stuff with it. Doom.
Is it safe for television? Can we even say it now?
Doomcock, right? He's the conspiracy theorist. Have any of y'all heard of it? I'm bringing this up only because our producer has been talking about it for the past like 3 weeks.
Yeah, he's a big Star Wars conspiracy guy.
He's a Star Wars truther. Is that what we're calling it? That's what he is. He believes that Disney's gonna like remove the last 2 movies and they're gonna make whole new ones because
Star Wars. So Ray was always a Skywalker.
Yeah, always. They're just gonna like
show me the birth certificate.
Are they gonna do like Twin Peaks or what is it? Dallas, where he walked out of the shower and he was always alive the entire time. It was all a dream.
And no, Doomcock is a reporter on YouTube, a renowned reporter on Star Wars rumors. He just has the solid name of Doomcock. He's got I'm assuming a PhD in journalism, and he is dropping the Star Wars news hot like fire on the community every couple weeks. He's got to keep his identity secret, or the Disney hit people will get him. Right, so that's how important Doomcock is to the industry. And Disney's going to do that. No, that's it. I'm done. I am not. I'm calling it. I don't want to talk about anything Star Wars until Squadrons comes out, and then we can have a fun space to talk about Star Wars again.
So I'm going to talk something. I sent you something for Father's Day. Have you gotten that set up yet?
The VR set? Do you know me, dude?
That's why I'm going to put it up on the ethos now.
Let me Is it set up? Do I have to do anything? Is there something I have to do? Is there
Hey, producer, can you get him? Can you help him out when you get a chance? Get out there and get him set up on the Oculus.
I'm terrible at this, so I apologize. It's still in the box. It's right there, safe and sound.
Sometime before it goes completely out of date and it's not supported by games.
I will plug it in. And I will review its cautious reviews of VR games that were discontinued 20 years ago. No, here's one of the problems with my gaming space, right? It's been invaded by my workspace, right? So this is my workstation when I work from home because of this COVID thing. So whenever I come down here, it's like a depressing moment.
So my workstation for work is this sliver.
Yeah, and it's tough to like get work done with all this going on. It's I know, dude. I know.
I sent it. I ended up upgrading. I got a Quest.
And what did I say? What did I say? And thanks to you, I think I dropped an F-bomb. I was like, why would you send this to me? Why would you do this to me? Now I have another goddamn hobby. I have to manage.
So he said I knew he'd never buy one.
Never. Never would I buy
I know he likes it. And I know there's one game in particular that we need to play. So anyone out in the...
Is it the Star Trek game?
Yes. I am dying to play some Star Trek Bridge Crew.
We would only need 2 more, right? It's a 4-player game?
Get 2 more people that have how do I like the upgrade from the CV1 to the Quest? So the Quest is... What I like about the Quest is that I can put it on, and play some basic VR games without the computer.
That's nice.
So like Beat Saber, I can play. I played some of the. I played Star Wars Immortal Vader. That was a pretty cool one to play. I played Tetris Effect, and there's a couple of other ones that are just low enough in power that the headset or the Android system that's built into the headset can play it. The nice part is the firmwares have been updated enough that all you do is plug it into USB 3 right to the computer, and it becomes an Oculus, like a full-blown Oculus. So I plug it in and it becomes that. So I had 2 of them, and that one was my living room setup. And I was like, you know what? Let's keep one and give the other one to someone that I could appreciate playing some VR.
Yeah, no. So I need to do it. What I need to do is I need to set it. I need to have Jordan come over, set it all up, and then we'll just stream it. And you can watch Cautious be an idiot in his basement.
Well, there you go. You've got 4. So one of them can play Star Trek.
We can play Star
Trek. So that's one more member of the crew. For sure.
And they could probably get one more to play one of their other sets.
Get one more if they've got 4 headsets.
I'm looking forward to figuring out how to play Civilization 6 on this.
You can.
Do I sit on this? How does this work?
Yes, you insert it and then clinch. And when you clinch, you immediately go into the VR world.
Then you go to the VR.
Just like,
all right. It's getting late. You could tell.
Super emotive. This has been episode 83 of the Mid-Geek Crisis. Joe the Afro Man, Cautious, Pedro.
Cautious online.
If you hopped in late, we had a new intro. Go check it out. Go rewind it.
Mm-hmm.
Check
it out. It's very cool. Very nice. Super enjoyable. Really kicks off the fun spirit of the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like us, follow us. We're over here, right? Facebook.
Thumbnails. There's a couple changes. I've got off my ass and made a couple tweaks, made it better, polished some corners. So.
Thanks for joining, Kendo, Special Agent Overrated, Rolls, Vagabond,
everybody. Thank you.
All the folks that come on. This wouldn't be the same without you all jumping on and chit-chatting with us. Thanks for it all.
All right. Episode 83 in the can. Love you.